Hello and welcome. Tonight, Benue government confirms 3 deaths from the latest Lassa fever outbreak in the state as NCDC deploys rapid response team to help contain the spread. Vice President Kashim Shettima tasks graduates of National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, to spearhead Nigeria's digital reforms. Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, Obonaya Oji, says achieving a transparent and accountable audit of the nation's extractive industry is pivotal to driving economic growth. An outlawed Kurdish group, the PKK, declares a ceasefire with Turkey after its jailed leader, Abdullah Öcalan, called on the movement to lay down its arms and dissolve itself. On business news tonight, Naira shows biggest sign of stability against the dollar in February amid increased forex allocations to bureau de change operators by the central bank.
And on sports news tonight, Stefanos Tsitsipas produces a high-quality performance to defeat Felix Auger-Aliassime and claim his maiden ATP 500 title at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships.
Begin in Benue State, where the government has confirmed 3 deaths from Lassa fever outbreak. 5 more cases were also confirmed from the 40 suspected cases. The State Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Yamma Otese, disclosed this at a media briefing in Makurdi, the state capital. Already, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, have deployed a 10-man national rapid response team to support the state's effort. Dr. Otese adds that beyond Lassa fever, the state is also grappling with another health challenge.
This year, we have recorded already 40 suspected cases, with 5 confirmed cases and 3 deaths. This represents a case fatality rate of 60%. In light of these alarming figures, a comprehensive risk analysis was conducted, and today we officially declare a Lassa fever outbreak in Benue State. To add, Lassa fever is one of the neglected tropical diseases, and we also in our state have another neglected tropical disease, which is the snake bite. We receive from one center, General Hospital Bajimba, 199 cases of snake bite. If you have just one general hospital with that number, we can call it's more than an outbreak. Graciously, in fact, His Excellency the Executive Governor of Benue State has secured free anti-snake venom through the efforts of the Federal Ministry of Health for our dear people of Benue State, that on no account should anybody living in Benue State should die from complications of snake bite.
Policy research, youth empowerment and technological innovation are crucial in shaping the country's future. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Kuru, Plateau State, where he represented the president. He asked the new graduates, as well as other policymakers, to take the lead in driving the nation's digital transformation and tech-driven economic growth.
It's the graduation ceremony of participants of the Senior Executive Course 46 at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, and Vice President Kashim Shettima is representing President Bola Tinubu at the occasion. Focusing on digital economy, youth empowerment and sustainable job creation in Nigeria, the course examines challenges and opportunities for the country.
This momentous occasion is a testament to the resilience, dedication, and vision of the graduating participants, as well as the continued commitment of NEITI to fostering leadership and excellence in Nigeria.
Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State calls for the utilization of the research from the Institute for National Development.
We hope that in our renewed quest for national development, that what you have studied here will add value to our national progress.
In his message delivered by Vice President Kashim Shettima, President Tinubu reaffirms his government's commitment to digital economy policies and the engagement of youths in technology-driven entrepreneurship.
Young people constitute over 60% of Nigeria's population, and their energy, creativity, and technological prowess must be fully harnessed to propel our country into a new era of economic transformation. This is an investment we cannot afford to take for granted. This is why we have taken bold steps to reposition Nigeria's digital economy. We have prioritized broadband expansion, digital infrastructure development, and technology-driven entrepreneurship through strategic initiatives such as the National Digital Economic Policy and Strategy and the National Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship Policy.
85 participants took part in the course, drawn from various organizations, including the military, police, paramilitary agencies, public service, the academia, and the organized business sector. After 12 months of research work and academic exercise, they are inducted into the alumni of the National Institutes.
Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, Mr. Ogbonnaya Orji, believes that achieving a transparent and accountable audit of the nation's extractive industry solely relies on partnership with professional bodies. Mr. Orji, who was speaking at a meeting with members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, explained that the organization has received great input from professional bodies such as ICAN, whose expertise continues to count.
The Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative and his team are hosting members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria at the NEITI House in Abuja.
Has actually shaped who I am.
This is not the first time that the agency is partnering with professional bodies, as previous collaborations has assisted in shaping transparency and accountability in the nation's extractive industry.
I look forward to more fruitful collaboration between NEITI and ICAN, as we have collectively pursued the common goal of being a transparent, accountable section of our economy for the benefit of all Nigerians. One of the areas we would like to explore quickly is on training, exposing our members to wider issues in accounting. NEITI's audit reports are globally recognized for their rigor, credibility, and impact. This reputation has been built through the application of international accounting standards, which you made reference to, which I can subscribe to. Indeed, the integrity and reliability of our audit reports are largely attributed to the professionalism displayed by members of ICAN who have been participating in this process.
The president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Mr. Davidson Alaribe, reaffirms the Institute's commitment to transparency, accountability, and professional discipline in the country's financial sector.
International extractive.
He notes that through continuous training and strict professional discipline, accountants play a pivotal role in ensuring transparency, accurate financial reporting, and policy reforms that drive economic growth.
In pursuit of our shared objectives to continually promote an environment of transparency and accountability, we firmly believe in collaboration of our institutions. So we want to collaborate in alignment with our dedication to fiscal responsibility and governance. I'm proud to introduce the ICAN Accountability Index.
Both organizations reaffirmed their commitment to working together to foster a culture of transparency and accountability, which they believe is essential for national development.
To security matters now. The federal and Edo state government have appealed to residents in 7 camps recently attacked by suspected militants in Ahoada Southwest local government area to keep calm and remain law-abiding as steps are being taken to apprehend the perpetrators. During an assessment visit by officials from the state and federal emergency management agencies, the residents said the attack led to the death of their loved ones and destructions of property. Our correspondent, Jessica Olobusere, has this report.
The communities of Madoiti, Babadili, Dipe, Tai, and at least 3 others in Ahoada Southwest local government area of Edo State have been left in ruins after alleged militant attacks.
Here is a government reserve. If the government now, the reserve here, they will give us. We are pay our tax every year to Edo State government. The Minister of Agric in Edo State, here, every year. His job in Belebu there, we are paying more than 30 million every year today. Yes. To make our people sleep very fine upon the hall. No way. You people see a lot of life I'll be going, a lot of property.
Residents of these camps in the hinterlands say they've suffered displacement, lost loved ones reportedly killed in the onslaught, as well as millions of naira worth of cash crops, including kola nuts, cocoa, oil palm, and cashew.
Okay. He passed 150 baskets of cola. Because now the work we did, they get ball here. They get ball here, they spoil everything.
Despite suspicions about the source of the invasion, victims have been advised to avoid taking lawless actions. The Edo State government says investigations are ongoing and maintains its commitment to the safety of residents.
I bet maybe we all live peacefully. You will not live peacefully before. No fights like una CSO don't talk. The matter don't reach government hand, and government will respond. Ali, we don't see some from few days now what the government don't do here. With the help of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police Force, the State Security Service, the DSS, we are all working to ensure peace is restored in this community. So I want to beg every one of us, even everything we don't help you here, even human rights, the right of people that have been abused there, especially our mama and our female children. We will channel that also to the Ministry of Women Affairs, also to Human Rights Commission.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has also assured the communities of its support.
Federal government get eye for this thing. They get eye for this matter. So we will work together with the state government to see how we go bring succor to the people who don't get displaced by this tragedy. We pray for those who don't go. We know if we bring them back, making a take in our heart. But like I talk, we will do our best to see say those when they displaced are taken care of. We will work in hand with the state government to ensure say you are restored back to your communities.
The displaced persons and victims are also appealing to the federal and state governments to establish a military base and police station in the area to prevent further attacks. Jessica Olubusere, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, lauds the bold fusion of British learning and Nigerian cultural vitality with Charterhouse Lagos offers. That's in a moment. Join us again. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Benue government confirms 3 deaths from the latest Lassa fever outbreak in the state as NCDC deploys 10-man rapid response team to help contain the spread. Vice President Kashim Shettima attacks graduates of National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies Kuru to spearhead Nigeria's digital reforms. Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative says achieving a transparent and accountable audit of the nation's extractive industry is pivotal to driving economic growth. Outlawed Kurdish group, the PKK, declares a ceasefire with Turkey after its jailed leader called on the movement to lay down its arms and dissolve itself. The security challenges in Kebbi State has been attributed to inadequate safety measures in neighboring states, which has made it easier for criminals to cross over and launch attacks. Governor Nasir Idris made this statement during a condolence visit to 2 communities in Arewa local government area, reaffirming his administration's commitment to tackling insecurity. Governor Idris highlighted the progress made in restoring peace, especially in southern Kebbi. To strengthen security in the affected areas, the governor pledged to intensify efforts and approve the immediate installation of 2 motorized solar-powered boreholes in the communities. After appeals from community leaders who complained about the lack of water supply, which makes residents move to other areas to get water.
We are in the first village where we lost 1 person. And in this village also we lost about 4 people. That will make it 5. These people, bandits, came from Sokoto State. They don't have a single camp in Kebbi State. But they used to move from part of Sokoto State to come to Kebbi State and infiltrate our villages, rustle cows, and in the process, they vigilantly pursue them to ensure that they collect their cows. So the bandits lay ambush on those people. Innocently, they kill 5 of them. It's a great loss to us, great loss to the community, and the Kebbi State government is doing everything possible. The way, by God's grace, we scared Kebbis out, bandit free. That is what we are going to do here.
To education now. The bold fusion of British learning and Nigerian cultural vitality which Charterhouse Lagos offers has been lauded by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. This was part of his message delivered by the Secretary to the State Government, Abimbola Salihudein, at the formal commissioning of the Charterhouse Primary School Lagos and the groundbreaking ceremony for a secondary school. Our correspondent Chris Alems has this report.
It's an august occasion at the Charterhouse Lagos as the school plays host to the Lagos State Governor, represented by the Secretary to the State Government and a host of other dignitaries on the event of its formal commissioning. Charterhouse Lagos, which according to its management offers the British curriculum alongside a robust Nigerian and African studies program, draws insights from the Charterhouse UK, a 414-year-old education giant founded in 1611. The visit takes the team on a tour to the classrooms for a first-hand experience of what's on offer. The Lagos State Government is not unaware of the impact and significance of this project, as presented in the Governor's remark.
This occasion marks a transformative milestone in our journey to redefine educational excellence in Lagos State, and indeed across our great nation. For decades, Nigerian families have faced the heart-wrenching choice of sending their children abroad for education. Today, Charterhouse Lagos disrupts that initiative.
By September 2025, Charterhouse Lagos is expected to birth its secondary school. So a groundbreaking ceremony takes place.
Thank you. Charterhouse Lagos groundbreaking ceremony. Shall we go ahead?
There appears to be so much the Lagos State Government and Charterhouse look forward to.
We're ensuring that we are giving them the right environment to thrive and bring out our children as the best they are in the world, the global leaders that we are breeding in Lagos State.
For us, Charterhouse is a vote of confidence in Nigeria, and now His Excellency has come and said, guys, you're doing a good job, welcome to Lagos. So for us, This is everything. This is a stamp of approval from the boss of Lagos State. We're very happy to be here. We're very happy to work with Lagos State government.
While there is quite a lot to learn from the Charterhouse model, this $150 million facility, situated on 70 hectares in Ogombo, Lagos, serves as a clear indicator of the standard education should be accorded by stakeholders in the country. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
Still on education, 300 billion naira has been set by the Niger state government to revamp schools to meet global best practices. Governor Umaru Bago disclosed this during the groundbreaking ceremony for the revitalization of basic education infrastructure with Marafa Basic School in Minna, the state capital, as a pilot scheme. The governor said arrangements have been concluded to expand schools and renovate them with 100 billion naira this year, with an additional 100 billion naira to be provided for remodeling and upgrading of schools to mega schools.
This is the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Mega School Initiative in Minna, the capital of Niger State. The mega schools are expected to have 128 classrooms, 5 libraries, 2 basic science laboratories, 2 basic technology laboratories, home economic centers, and resource centers for children with special needs.
The school in Marafa is going to have 128 classrooms when we're through. Of these 128 classrooms, 110 of those classrooms will be teaching and learning classes. 5 of them will be e-libraries. 2 will be basic science laboratories. 2 will be basic technology laboratories. We'll have 2 entrepreneurship hubs, 2 home economics centers, and then there will be 2 resource centers for special needs children.
The state government is planning to relocate schools in hard-to-reach communities as part of efforts to improve access and convenience for students and teachers.
Niger State is budgeting 300 billion, to revamp, to reconstruct, and to renovate these schools in collaboration with the UBEC and NSUBEB. What you are seeing today is a typical ground-breaking ceremony of a mega school. We intend to have these mega school, basic schools, and also secondary schools. We intend to have mega boarding schools across the state, so that in the Safe School initiative, so that we can bring boarding schools that are in the remote areas to urban centers, so that children can learn in a very conducive environment. And also in the basic education, children would be able to have the e-learning and modern learning equipment that would enable them develop skills for the future.
The state government allocated 90.926 billion naira to education in the 2025 budget, and the governor plans to commit 5 billion naira to expand and upgrade 25 existing nomadic schools and intervention for Quranic and Sangaya schools, while the provision of 5 billion naira is also set aside for children with special needs for the next 5 years.
To other stories now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has commenced charging of electric cars at its stations to reinforce its commitment to the energy mix and security. Its Chief Corporate Communications Officer, Mr. Femi Shoneye, disclosed this during a meeting with stakeholders on the sidelines of the Nigerian International Energy Summit in the nation's capital, Abuja. He explained that the stations will now disperse hydrocarbons, gas, as well as charge electric vehicles in line with the President's directive for the company to ensure it rolls out plans to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal.
For NNPC as a company, we understand the problem. We understand the economy of Nigeria. We understand that our people are struggling. And that was the reason why, even when it was 1,200, we said that our people cannot afford this price. So what did we do? We continued to find a way to pay that 500 per litre for every Nigerian until we could not do it anymore because we couldn't afford it. Those days when there was subsidy, if we do those interventions, at the end of the quarter or whatever, government will pay us back. but now government was not paying, so we were doing that. So it was a case of we will make 10 billion, we will use 8 billion to pay for fuel for Nigerians. And because the company has now transited to be a private company, now we must not afford to declare loss because we are going for IPO. So our thinking and our mindset is that of a listed company. So there are things that we cannot do anymore. We have also now started to be installing electric. Yes, we've had all the technology, we've finished doing it all done in Nigeria, where electric cars will have where you can charge your battery for electric cars. So in all our stations, we'll have fuel, we'll have CNG, we'll also have electric. So these are all options.
The minority leader of the House of Representatives, Dr. Ali Issa, has asked the three tiers of government to support rural electrification projects and give empowerment to the grassroots. On the sidelines of the flagging off of a rural electrification project in Balanga local government area, which had been without electricity for over 15 years, the minority whip speaks of collaborating with the state government to explore the huge potentials of the Balanga Dam.
It's a festive atmosphere in Talase, the headquarters of Balanga local government area of Gombe State, as the minority whip of the House of Representatives, Dr. Ali Issa, flags off rural electrification projects, reversing almost 2 decades of darkness. Talase had been without electricity for over 15 years, causing major disruption for local businesses.
I can briefly tell you, most of our youth today are jubilating because of this new transformer being presented to us by the minority whip of the 10th Assembly, Honorable Ali Issa JC, PhD. That is why we are all jubilating because of this transformer. A matter of electricity in this town is more than 15 years. We don't have electricity here.
The rural electrification project is aimed at reviving economic activities. Community stakeholders believe there's a need for strengthening of rural communities through collective action to address power shortages.
This community is part of my constituency, and their problems, their pains is also mine. I am aware of the challenges and the problems the community is facing about the electrification issue. I decided to make it as one of my priority projects to ensure that this community also get light within the shortest periods of time.
Shortly after flagging off the electrification project, the minority whip empowers hundreds of rural dwellers. He also commissions other projects aimed at reviving economic activities of rural dwellers within Balanga, Biliri federal constituency.
He's a great achiever, and he's one who is people-oriented. Ali is one who, at every point, you are discussing with him. Before you have 5 sentences with him, you're like, his people comes in. He was always thinking home. So, see what's happening here today. I'm impressed
that this empowerment is taking place here.
We are all very happy. That is why the place is looking like Christmas Day or Salah Day. This is because we cannot express our gratitude to Honorable Issa JC. He has done a lot for us. I cannot buy this thing, but imagine I'm owning it free of charge.
He commissions other projects also aimed at reviving economic activities of rural dwellers within Balanga Biliri federal constituency.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Naira shows biggest sign of stability against the dollar in February amidst increased forex allocation to bureau de change operators by the central bank. That's on Business News Please stay with us. Welcome back. Following last year's devastating flood, which disrupted the lives of the people of Ahoada West in Rivers State, the local government appears to be making a steady recovery since that time. The council administration is rebuilding the community, especially in the areas of education, healthcare and infrastructure, one brick at a time. Our correspondent, Charles Oporum, has this report.
In 2023, about 103 communities in Ahoada West local government area of Rivers State were completely submerged following the overflow of the Orashi River. Schools were converted into IDP camps, while the council battled to contain the devastation.
You understand? These are normal walkable roads before.
As a way of dealing with the after effects of the devastation, the council chairman, Iyeko Ekporo, is overseeing the rebuilding of his local government area, starting with education, even as he replaces damaged school furniture.
I said, if we can do this, then it means we can always do this. I want to encourage all the communities for Ahoada West, 103 communities. It is an oath that before I sign up as the chairman, we must do projects in not less than 80 communities.
Damaged school buildings are also being renovated as part of his first 100 days in office. The state government is also supporting the efforts, as the member representing Ahoada West says they are interfacing at the state level for ways to improve the people's livelihoods.
I am so much happy. I'm so much happy that this project is taking place today, because the last time I visited Imba community was his campaign of coming into office, and some, let's say, appeals were made for this structure. And I took commitment that if I do not do it myself, based on my office, that we don't have EFTA code that we sign, we appropriate, and that I will interface with the various ministries and agencies to make sure that this school is being attended to.
On his part, Mr. Victor Okojumbo calls on the people to play their roles in moving the council forward.
Now advise the executive chairman of Ahoada West local governments. And the reason why I'm doing so is because he is saddled with the responsibility to cater for the people of Ahoada West at the local government level. Chairman, do not be distracted. Continue. Remain focused.
All these developments made within his 100 days in office are geared towards improving the well-being of residents of Ahoada West. But as the rainy season is approaching, much is expected from the council authorities and the residents so that the events of last year will not catch them unawares. Charles Oporum, Channels Television News.
Company news now. As part of its annual tradition since 2016, the Grooming Center has rewarded its most loyal customers from 10 years and above with deep freezers. Since it began operations, the Grooming Center has remained committed to financial inclusion, ensuring that women in small trading and micro-productive businesses have the resources to grow and succeed.
This is the Grooming Event Center in Ejibo, Lagos, where almost 300 women will be rewarded for their loyalty to the establishment. For over a decade, Grooming Center, a microfinance bank, has been working side by side with hardworking women in small trading and micro-productive businesses across Nigeria. Women who have built businesses, supported their families, and shown resilience. Now, it's time to celebrate them. The program begins with words of encouragement and appreciation.
Una well done for all the business owner they do. When una not sit down for house, they wait for anybody to bring money for una.
These women are just part of the almost 3,500 women across the country who've been loyal members for 10 years and beyond. And they get a token of appreciation for their patronage and entrepreneurial spirit.
We discovered that there are a lot of women
that has been with us for the 10 years since we started. So we decided to impact their life more than the way, give them that opportunity to grow more. We are giving them, each of them, a deep freezer for staying with us for 10 years.
They have shown support to our vision. They've been giving us this support through suggestions. They guide us. In fact, they are just our pillars. They help the organization to continue to move. So they have actually showed that commitment that yes, the financial inclusion and empowerment the center is giving to them is actually worth having.
One by one, the women step outside where their deep freezers are waiting, a well-earned reward. The giveaway started on Tuesday, continued on Wednesday, and Friday marks the grand finale, a moment of joy and gratitude.
They changed my life, changed the life of my family, change the life of my community as a whole, because when we introduced it to them, it was clear. And now I am saying a very big thank you for giving this freezer to me.
I've actually been waiting for this day, you know. When I heard that when you make it up to 10 years in grooming, that they give gifts. So I've been, you know, under expectation, looking for my gifts the day I'll get it.
But this celebration is not just happening here. Across 6 geopolitical zones, Grooming Center is showing appreciation to the women who've been part of their journey to success.
The senator representing Kwara Central District, Salihu Mustafa, has empowered 3,500 people in his constituency with agricultural, entrepreneurship, and human capital development support. In an initiative tagged Alubarika 1.0, traders were given sowing machines, tractors, vehicles, cattle, and seed stocks, amongst other items.
This is the Agriculture and Human Capital Development Empowerment Program organized by the senator representing Kwara Central Senatorial District. After undergoing different training to become entrepreneurs, the 3,500 beneficiaries are here to take delivery of the equipment to help them in that regard. The Deputy Senate President, who represented the President of the Senate as the chairman of the occasion, was full of appreciation to the senator for complementing the renewed hope agenda of the President.
I call it a great empowerment program because it's intended to empower the constituents of Salihu Mustafa in the area of agriculture and human capital development. These are key areas that are very important to our national development. Agriculture is sine qua non to the survival of every society.
The Minister of Agriculture and the National Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, APC, described Senator Mustafa as a worthy party member who has been a source of pride to the party for his effort to complement the food security and renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu.
We have seen and we are feeling that food prices, not only is it available, but gradually is becoming affordable. And that is to show the champion of food security, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is working for the best interest of Nigerians.
Materials are not just being distributed. The beneficiaries have been trained in entrepreneurship and also the necessary skill to ensure that these materials are put into use. So I believe that in a matter of time, the beneficiaries of this program will themselves become employers of labor and have multiply effect for the purpose of upliftment of the people of Kwara Central and indeed the whole Kwara and then Nigeria generally.
Senator Mustafa, on his part, says he is influenced by the success of the president in his efforts to improve the agriculture sector and enhance the living standard of the people.
For me, I found myself in the agricultural committee and I chair it. I want to see that whatever I do, from the stage of planting down to processing and the value addition that we said, that is all I'm doing, even down to transportation and preservation, so as to be able to add value. And at the end of the day, this will have its own consequential, impact on the GDP of our people.
One of the beneficiaries says this initiative will help him to improve on his yield and will lead to a bumper harvest later.
We are talking about agri in a commercial quantity, without this implement, you cannot practice it. We are going to cultivate 10 times what we used to do before now. So it's going to improve our yield.
The 3,500 beneficiaries are thankful for this program, as it will go a long way to enhance their economic well-being and that of their families.
Despite closing the month of February weaker by 1.6% at the official foreign exchange market, the Naira showed its biggest sign of stability against the dollar so far this year, in the midst of a decline in the country's foreign exchange reserves. On Friday, the local currency ended the month firmer by 0.1% to close at 1,500 Naira 15 kobo against the dollar at the Nigerian foreign exchange market, while its exchange rate has strengthened by 6.6% from 1,600 to 1,500 against the dollar this week. Analysts attribute this impressive performance to the sustained supply of foreign exchange to bureau de change operators by the central bank, as well as the improved transparency in the Apex Bank foreign policy and new forex trading framework introduced late last year. The Nigeria-Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, NCCVI, is set to hold the latest edition of its business meeting. In a statement released by its president, the association says the event, which is set to begin on March 6th, will play host to notable business leaders and professionals from both Nigeria and outside the shores. The Nigeria-Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which was registered in the year 2007 by the Corporate Affairs Commission, has served to deepen discussions in existing areas, open business opportunity in new areas, and enlarge two-way trade balance between both countries. To company news now, the Nigerian Exchange Group PLC, that's the NGX Group, has released its audited financial results for the year ended December the 31st, 2024. According to its full-year report released on its website, the group's gross earnings surged by 103.2% to 24 billion naira in the first year of 2024, up from the 18.8 billion naira in the previous year, propelled by significant growth across key revenue streams. Now, at the same time, the NGX Group report shows that it delivered a record-breaking profit before tax of 13.6 billion naira, marking an impressive 107.3% year-on-year growth. This comes as its technology-related income grew by 105%, reflecting the success of the group's digital transformation efforts, while driven by heightened market activity and increase in other transaction listing fees. And still with the Nigerian exchange activities, on the domestic bourse ended the second full trading week of January with a moderate loss, which was largely driven by declines in the banking and insurance sectors. The benchmark indicator of stocks performance, that's the all-share index, dropped by 0.62%, while the total value of listed equities depreciated by 421.28 billion naira. No thanks to investors' profit-taking on some notable high-value equities. At the same time, market activity also showed the biggest performance as trading volume fell by 8.2% week-on-week to 1.84 billion shares, while the value traded rose by 3.2%. The shares of PZ Cussons Nigeria, Caravan and Livestock Feeds were among the top 3 gainers amongst 27, while Suno Assurances, Encel Interlinked and Learn Africa led 57 other losers, while the trio of Zenith Bank, FCMB and Access Corp were the top 3 most actively traded stocks for the week. Meanwhile, FX trading activities between banks and their clients at the FMDQ exchange ended in the green this week as total turnover of transactions carried out rose to over $2 billion at the close of this week. This amount represents a 8.88% week-on-week rise against the more than $1.85 billion value of transactions recorded last week. According to the FMDQ, the week-on-week increase in total turnover was jointly driven by the 3.58% increase in FX spot transactions and the 225.94% increase in FX derivatives transactions, while there was continued lack of activity in both the exchange-traded FX featured and cleared Naira-settled non-deliverable forwards market. On the international scene, outlawed Kurdish group, the PKK, has declared a ceasefire with Turkey after its jailed leader, Abdullah Öcalan, called on the movement to lay down its arms and dissolve itself. In a statement today, the PKK said it hoped Turkey would release Öcalan, who has been imprisoned in solitary confinement since 1999, so he can lead a process of disarmament. It follows his call this week aimed at ending 4 decades of armed struggle in the southeastern part of Turkey, in which tens of thousands of people have been killed. His announcement came months after Devlet Bahçeli, that's the leader of the Turkish ultra-nationalist MHP party and an ally of the Turkish government, launched an initiative to bring an end to the conflict. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, more than 500 Mpox patients have fled the clinics in the last month amidst the conflict in the eastern part of the country. Officials at the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the Africa CDC, a leading health agency on the continent, have said they are concerned as missing patients risk spreading the highly contagious disease that is suspected to have killed at least 900 people in DR Congo last year. The patients fled from facilities in Goma and Bukavu, the two cities that descended into chaos when they were seized by M23 rebels over the past weeks. Now let's check out what's happening in the world of sports. Olumide Makoli has details.
Thank you, Melinda. And we begin with tennis, where Stefanos Tsitsipas produced a high-quality performance to sink Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-3, 6-3 and claim his 12th tour-level title at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. After losing consecutive Dubai finals in 2019 to Roger Federer and in 2020 to Novak Djokovic, Tsitsipas made amends to clinch his maiden ATP 500 crown and the biggest outdoor hardcourt trophy of his career. With his 1-hour, 28-minute victory, the 26-year-old Greek snapped his losing record in ATP 500 finals and guaranteed his return to the top 10 of the ATP rankings on Monday for the first time since May last year. To football and the English FA Cup, where Manchester City survived the scare as they advanced to the quarterfinals thanks to Nico O'Reilly's brace in the Premier League champions' 3-1 win over Championship strugglers Plymouth. Crystal Palace progressed to the quarterfinals of the competition with a comfortable win over Millwall at Selhurst Park. AFC Bournemouth booked a place in the quarterfinals for the third time as well in their history with a penalty shootout victory over fellow Premier League campaigners Wolverhampton Wanderers. Militant Osamovic was on the score sheet as the two-time winners claimed the bragging rights, in Lancashire by thumping local rivals Burnley in the 5th round. Meanwhile, Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has made a bold call ahead of his sides' clash in the FA Cup 5th round against Fulham at Old Trafford today. Though they were eliminated from the Carabao Cup, Manchester United remain in the last 16 of both the FA Cup and the Europa League, 2 trophies they will be eager to win to salvage their season. Amorim says his squad must now focus entirely on the remaining competitions. Manchester United could be without the services of 11 first-team players due to injuries.
Different is back. They are still trying to recover to help us in the next games. It's really important for us, but nowadays everything is important. Like the last win, just the feeling of win. The way we work in the next days is completely different. So we want to go to the next stage, and we want to have two wins in a row, especially at home. We need that feeling.
Staying with football, Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe says he won't take any risk with Alexander Isak's fitness in their FA Cup clash with Brighton today. Newcastle United welcomed Brighton to St James Park with a place in the quarterfinals up for grabs. Isak missed last week's Premier League defeat at Liverpool with a slight groin problem, which Howe believes is not a long-term issue. Sven Botman and Jolinton are set to return to the Magpie squad.
Well, there's always a risk with any player, even if they're 100% fit. That's the world that we're in. But we wouldn't take any risks on his long-term fitness. Just looking solely at the FA Cup, but it's obviously a huge competition. It's one that we have tried to focus on again, like the Carabao Cup. We know the importance of every game. We don't take it lightly. We know the responsibility that we have. We want to try and get back to Wembley if we can. But this will be a tough game. Brighton are in great form. A dangerous team. They've got a lot of good attacking players. So I think it should be a really great cup tie.
Titles, but the team is doing great, and this is what I can say.
And that's it on Sports News. Melinda, back to you.
Many thanks, Olumide. And the main news again. The Benue State government today confirmed 3 deaths from the latest Lassa fever outbreak in the state, just as the NCDC deployed 10-man rapid response team to contain the spread. We also told you that the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has challenged graduates of National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies to spearhead Nigeria's digital reforms. He stated this in Kuru, Plateau State, where he represented the president. Also today, the Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Transparency Initiative, Obona Yaoji, said achieving a transparent and accountable audit of the nation's extractive industry is pivotal to driving economic growth. And the outlawed Kurdish group, the PKK, has declared a ceasefire with Turkey after its jailed leader, Abdullah Öcalan, called on the movement to lay down its arms and dissolve itself. 10 tonight, I'm Melinda Kilami on behalf of the team. Good night.